Good morning, students. Today we will study about respiration. That is a life process. Okay. So let me tell you the definition of respiration. Respiration is simply the breakdown of food or the oxidation of food to release energy. This process takes place in all living organisms. In case of cellular organisms, it occurs in the mitochondria of the cell. In the mitochondria of the cell, the oxidation of food takes place and the energy is stored in the form of ATP. This process is carried out by the help of various enzymes or the catalyst. They play a very important role in respiration. Now, there is a difference between the term respiration and breathing. Now, let me tell you what do you mean by the term breathing. What do you mean by the breathing? During inhalation, the diaphragms, जैसे हम inhale करते हैं, the diaphragm contracts and a rib cage rises up. Rib cage expands. Now this expands the volume of chest cavity, and when the volume of chest cavity expands, there creates a partial vacuum. A partial vacuum can be created by the rising of the rib cage, and pressure fills air fills up into our chest cavity and our rib cage expands and we inhale the air. Now in case of exhalation, the rib cage will be lower down and we exhale air outside. The pressure inside the thoracic cavity decreases and the carbon dioxide can be released out through the body. Now nose, the organ, talking about the organs of the respiratory tract, the very first organ that is involved in inhalation of carbon dioxide oxygen. There are two nostrils as shown to you in the diagram, nose and the nose cavity. We have the diagram of the external layer and the internal layer in this image. The nostrils, which converge to form a chamber that is termed as a nasal chamber. The external opening, the external nostrils open into the nasal chamber, which bear fine hairs. These fine hairs are helpful in filtering foreign bodies or the germs or the microbes that enters to our respiratory tract through nose. Now the inner lining of nostril is lined by these hairs which remains wet due to the secretion of mucus. Mucus, our nasal lining secretes mucus that traps these germs or particles and filters the air. Now, the nasal chamber leads into the larynx. Larynx is the voice box. It is also termed as Adam's apple in case of men. Trachea. Trachea is another cartilaginous ring structure that is also named as windpipe. Trachea extends to and it bifurcates into to divide into two bronchi. These two bronchi leads into the left and the right lungs. Now these bronchi terminate into the primary, secondary and tertiary further, and bronchioles, we can say primary, secondary and tertiary bronchioles, and these bronchioles ends up into the air sacs or the air chamber. Air sacs, we can say air sacs are also named as alveoli. Alveoli are the air sacs for the exchange of gases. Now as you see, you are able to see in the diagram, we have cartilaginous ring structure, that is trachea, windpipe. The presence of these cartilaginous rings helps to prevent the collapsing of this windpipe trachea when there is a shortage of oxygen. So it plays very important role, cartilaginous ring structure, in case of respiratory tract. Now the nose helps in inhaling the oxygen to get into the air, the air to get into our body. Then air passes through the nasal chamber to the pharynx, to the larynx, and then ultimately to the trachea, which passes on the air to the alveoli. Alveoli are the air sacs for the exchange of gases. Now we have lungs. Lungs are the main respiratory organs. They are conical shape, biconcave base, and they are lined by muscular. They are protected by muscular diaphragm to the lower side. And the upper superior region is known as apex that projects superiorly outwards, and it is slightly superior and posterior part to the clavicle. Okay, posterior to the clavicle. Both the lungs are lined by the thoracic cavity, thoracic wall anteriorly, and posteriorly outside. Externally, our lungs are supported by rib cage. Okay, our lungs are supported by rib cage. Now, next to the lungs, I have we have a diagram of lungs here. Both the lungs are shown here. In this, the various parts of the lungs are labeled. We have trachea that leads into bronchi, secondary tertiary bronchi, and bronchioles are there. Pleura, we have membrane, pleura membrane. Okay, this membrane protects the lungs. Okay, the pleural membrane protects the lungs. Over the lower side, we have diaphragm. Diaphragm is also the protective cover or protective envelope, we can say. That is a sac that protects, that lowers or resists when we inhale and exhale. Okay, then at one side, right hand side, we have alveoli, which plays very important role in the exchange of gases. These alveoli are supplied with blood capillaries. These alveoli are supplied with blood capillaries. As the carbon dioxide, okay, as the oxygen rich air enters into the alveoli, and the carbon dioxide rich air that is already present in the blood, okay, the exchange of gases takes place in between the blood capillaries. The blood capillaries that are present in alveoli, they get into the oxygen and releases the carbon dioxide into the air sacs. So in this way, the exchange of gases takes place. Now, how does lungs work? It is shown to you. We have the branch of pulmonary vein, then we have pulmonary artery, bronchiole, terminal bronchiole, respiratory, and we have the capillary beds of in between the alveoli. Okay, we have the capillary network that I have told you earlier, shown to you in this image. Then we have certain examples to show, as we have two type of respiration, aerobic and anaerobic respiration in organisms. There are two type of respiration, aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Aerobic means that takes place in the presence of oxygen. Anaerobic means that takes place in the absence of oxygen. So here we have the equation for the aerobic respiration. In this equation, the respiration occurs in the presence of oxygen. That occurs usually in all the cells. Okay, so here in it is shown to you that sugar molecule is broken down in the presence of oxygen to release carbon dioxide, water, and large amount of energy. So here one sugar molecule reacts with 6 molecules of oxygen to produce 6 molecules of carbon dioxide and 6 molecules of water. Okay, so this is a aerobic respiration. Now, in case of anaerobic respiration, we have, in case of anaerobic respiration, we have two types further, that is termed as the respiration that occurs in the absence of oxygen, one that occurs in the presence of oxygen. So the respiration that occurs in the absence of oxygen is it takes place in case of yeast cell, in case of yeast cell, where ethanol is formed. But the respiration that occurs in muscle cells, that where lactic acid can be synthesized, and we have uh, this process is also termed as, this process is also termed as anaerobic respiration. And in case of yeast cell, it is named as fermentation, because that occurs in the in the absence of oxygen. Okay, in case of yeast cell, here carbon dioxide will be released. So these are the certain examples or equations for respiration. Now, at last, we have the respiration in case of plants. Plants also respire, but the mode of respiration or the mechanism is very simple, because they have simple respiratory organs. The respiratory surface that is present in case of leaves in plants is stomata. The stomata, leaves respire through stomata. Stomata are the minute pores as shown to you in the picture. The stomata are the minute pores which helps in exchange of gases. Okay, the opening and closing of stomata or the guard cells that surrounds the stomata helps in this, they helps in the exchange of gases. Okay, lenticels. In stems we have lenticels. Lenticels are the epidermal growth or the epidermal cells that helps in the exchange of gases through stem. Now sometimes the roots generally act as a respiratory organs. In some plants, like we have mangrove plants, okay, mangrove plants may pneumatophores are present that helps in exchange of gases. The pneumatophores are the respiratory roots that show negative geotropism, and these are present outside the earth surface, outside the soil, because they needs air to breathe, they needs air to respire, so they comes outside.